Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a full face of 2019 favorites. I have a couple things here and also on my desk, and I am super excited to film this video because there was actually quite a few products that I really enjoyed, and I would definitely repurchase these in 2020. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So my face is already moisturized and everything. One of the first products that I want to show you guys in my favorites of 2019 is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. So this primer I actually came across halfway throughout 2019, and there was so much hype around it that I wanted to try it out. I think it's only like $8 on the e.l.f. website. So what I love about this primer is that it creates a very smooth canvas, and it also helps fill in any pores that you have, hence, you know, Poreless Putty Primer. Also, what a lot of people were saying was that this was a good dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, I believe it's called. I'm not super sure. I just know that the Tatcha one is super expensive, and this one is only $8 compared to the Tatcha. So what I like to do is really work this into the skin by patting it in, and then once most of the product is absorbed, I just kind of spread it out with my fingers. So for foundation, one of my favorite foundations of 2019, which you can tell this one's gotten some good use out of it, it is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. So this one is perfect if you have oily skin. I also feel like it would be perfect if you, pretty much for any skin type. If you're dry, just make sure you really moisturize very well. But what I love about this foundation is, first of all, it feels very lightweight. It is very long lasting, and I feel like it really helps control my oil, especially my T-zone where I get really oily. So that's why I love this foundation, and it is photo friendly. So it does claim to be photo friendly. I haven't experienced any like flashback or anything with it. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite foundations of 2019. So the way I like to apply this foundation is just dotting it all over my face, and then going in with this type of brush. So this one is a round top blender. This one is from Luxie 532 brush. And then I just like to work it into the skin by stippling it on. And next, for a color corrector, I don't have it with me, but it was the Maybelline Color Vivids in Electric Orange lipstick. That's what I really enjoyed all of 2019 to correct the dark under eye circles that I have. So the second favorite product that I have is actually this Makeup Forever Flash Palette. So I like taking this color here, and this one is a coral cream color. So I'll just take a little bit on my finger, make sure that I'm really warming it up because it's very creamy and waxy. And then I just work that into my under eye. So again, the best way to approach these types of products is with your finger, because the warmth of your finger will actually help melt it into the skin and will help warm it up a bit and not be so waxy. And if you're of more fairer complexion, what you could actually do is use this same coral color, but mix it in with a little bit of the white to create a more lighter peachy orange shade for your skin tone. And that's pretty much all I do to color correct. So the next step, another favorite, is from Too Faced. It is the Born This Way High Coverage Concealer. This one is in the shade Natural Beige. So I really love this one because I don't feel like it dries out your under eyes. I know in the beginning I really used to love the Tarte Shape Tape, but I did feel like it was very drying under the eyes. No matter how much I moisturized, it just did not work out for me. So I stopped using that, and I went on a hunt at Sephora And I came across this one, so I was like, hey, let me try it. Let me see how it works out. And I love that it is high coverage. It doesn't dry out your under eyes. And I also feel like it does last a very long time. So I will just dot this under my eye. And I'm not bringing it all the way up to where my lower lash line is because I don't want a lot of product to accumulate under there. So what that's gonna do is pretty much create creasing under the eyes. So that's another reason why we crease under the eyes, is if you have too much product under there. So it's better for you to start out, you know, towards the like the bottom area and then like work your way up. So for that, I'm going in with this brush. It does not have a name. You can honestly use any brush or even your fingers. And then I'm just working that product up. And also working it to the inner corner. And then with whatever's left, that's what I'm taking up to my lower lash line. So one of the last kind of like complexion products that I have as my 2019 favorites is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Translucent Mattifying Setting Powder. So this one, first of all, it smells really good. What I love about this powder is that it's not heavy and it settles very nicely in the skin. So I'll just take one of my favorite brushes, which is the setting brush from Real Techniques, and I'll dip that into the powder and I'll press it lightly on the under eye and also on the T-zone, which is where I do tend to get oily, and a little bit on the lid. So one of my favorite palettes for 2019, I don't know if this comes as a surprise to you guys, especially if you follow me on Instagram. I always kind of talk about this palette, and it is the ABH Soft Glam. As you can see, she is very well loved. You can do so much with this palette. You can create very soft looks, very elegant, dramatic looks. So, you know, it just has everything you need. So I'm gonna go ahead and create kind of like a very soft dusty rose color or eyeshadow look. So the first thing I want to do is just grab I'm gonna take this kind of flat brush and go in with the shade Tempera. I believe that's how you say it. And I'm going to apply that on the brow bone to highlight. And what I love about this shade is that it's still, it's like a satin finish, so it can look matte, but also when it catches the light, it does create kind of like a nice glowy highlighted effect. So I'm also going to place that on the inner corner. So the next shade that I'm going to go in with is this one here. It's called Dusty Rose. And I'm taking that on a Morphe M330 brush. Tapping off that excess. And applying that on the crease. The next shade that I want to go in with is the shade Mulberry, and it's more of kind of like a rich reddish brown. And I'm going to apply that right on the crease, or right on the outer corner. So I'm not the kind of person who sets any kind of like New Year's resolutions or anything like that. I kind of stopped doing that a long time ago because I would usually always do like the same thing, which is pretty much like lose weight or, you know, cut out junk food and all that stuff. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't do resolutions, but I guess instead I call them now like goals that I want to accomplish. So for this year, for 2020, what I want to accomplish is to be more consistent with my YouTube videos and creating content. You know, I really do love creating content and editing and all that stuff. So now that I kind of have the hang of how to edit, you know, it's not perfect, but I am getting there. That was one of my goals this year. I really want to start doing all that. So let me know what you guys think of this new little setup. I moved my camera to a window, so now I have some natural light coming in along with these two ring lights that I have. So I feel like that really helps with kind of bringing more clear quality to the video. And let me know, I don't know if this is too warm. I don't want it to be too warm or too cool. I'm trying to find like the perfect balance of both. So the next thing that I want to do is line my lash line with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencils. And these are one of my favorite pencils for 2019 because they're very rich, very creamy. They're very long lasting, and it's also what I carry in my kit. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Rosé or Rose Pink. It's this one here, and I'm going to apply that with this small flat brush. And then going back in with that small detailed brush, I'm gonna take Mulberry and make sure that I'm blending out both of those shades together. And then my favorite mascara has been the Superhero It Cosmetics Mascara. This one I've had, it's running out actually, and it's pretty disgusting and crusty, so I definitely need to buy a new one. And I think, yeah, I'm actually kind of out. But what I love about this mascara is that it creates length and volume, and I feel like it does not clump up your lashes. So you can go in with 2-3 coats and it won't clump them up. And I just feel like it's very lengthening as well. So if you've been kind of following along my videos, I know I've mentioned before that the formula in the beginning is very wet. So just be careful with that when you're applying it. But right now, since it is kind of drying out, it's the perfect formula. And then for lashes, my favorite ones of 2019 have been the Eyelure times Crazy Ray Ray. Can this focus? There we go. And I love these because, again, they are a wispy style. So they start off really short right here, and then they just kind of taper out and flare out at the ends. And I'm going in with the Duo Clear Lash Glue, another favorite of 2019. So to finish off the eyes, I'm going back in with a 24/7 eyeliner, and I'm smudging that on the lower lash line. And I'm going to take that same flat brush and go in with the shade Dusty Rose to smoke that out. Another favorite product that I like is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So I really love this shade here. I think it's called Lucid, and then this one, Sombre and Shadow Play. Those are pretty much my 3 favorites. So what I like to do with this one is go in with the Real Techniques. Where is it? the setting powder brush, and I'll take a little bit just on the tip of the brush, and I like to clean up the edges of my eyeshadow with it. So if I feel like I want to kind of create a more defined angled shape here, I'll use that. I don't know if you guys can see a difference, how it kind of brightens up just this little area right here. So that's what I like to do instead of going in with like back in with concealer or putting tape down on the edges, which is another trick that you can also do. And if also I feel like it, I'll bring it in just right here on the corners of my eye to really help brighten up that area. For the other two shades, I like to use them for my nose contour. So I like to mix both of these because one's cool and one's warm. I'm trying to find like the perfect balance of both. Then I'll just kind of tap, 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 and then come down at the tip at an angle. For bronzer, this one, I'm absolutely obsessed. I use it every day. It is the Pretty Vulgar Bronze Bee Sun Kiss Snitch. And I'll take that with my Morphe Y9 brush. And then just stipple it to get an all over like bronzy look. So I used to use the Kat Von D, those two shades as like my bronzer, but I just felt like it was still a little too cool. And then the middle shade that's actually warmer, I felt like it was just creating like a very muddy mess. I don't know if it's just the shade, maybe it's just a bit older and I need to throw it out. But when I got this one in my BoxyCharm, I didn't think I was going to like it because it felt like it was too warm and I thought it was going to be too orange. But honestly, it just works out very nicely and I don't feel like I found a shade closer to this one that I like. So this has been a staple in my everyday routine and one that I will definitely be repurchasing. So for blush, one of my favorites of 2019 has been the KKW Beauty Flower Wall Blush. And what I love about her blushes is that they're very soft, although they look very pigmented in the pan. So even if you do tend to go kind of overboard with it, it's not very like bam in your face. It really takes a lot to kind of build it up. But that's what I love about the blush, is that it's so soft. So I'm taking my favorite brush, which is a Morphe Y4. Dipping a little bit on the pan and just applying that on the apples of the cheeks. It gives you just that very like flushed kind of within type of look. And one of my favorite highlighters of 2019 has been the Wet n Wild Highlight Powder, Mega Glow Highlight Powder in the shade Golden Flower Crown. So this one is a very beautiful drugstore highlighter. It's not chunky, it doesn't have a whole bunch of glitter. Soft kind of lit from within glow, which is what I love. Doesn't have a lot of glitter. It looks wet, which is what I love. And last but not least, to finish off the eyes, my favorite mascara of so many years for the lower lash line is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. So I only like this one for the lower lash line because it really lengthens your lower lashes. And last but not least, lips. One of my favorite lip liners from 2019 is the MAC Cosmetics Strip Down lip liner. And this one is like the perfect warm brown lip liner to help create like that ombre lip liner, and it's suitable for a lot of skin tones. It's this one here, a good alternative for darker skin tones. It's chestnut, which is more of like a truer brown. But I feel like for me, 2019 has been the year of like the nude lips. Like I used to love wearing red lipstick, purple, just a whole bunch of different shades. But I feel like this year I really started gravitating more towards like nudes, brown pinky nudes, and those type of shades. So my favorite liquid lipstick has been the Fenty Beauty in Uncuffed. And this one is like a mauve toned lip. And what I love about this formula is that it's not drying, it's long lasting, and also even the shape of the doe foot helps create really nice and sharp defined edges. Another favorite of 2019 is the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine lipstick in number 904 Varnish Rosewood. And that one looks like this right here. So what I love about this one is that it's a very moisturizing, it almost feels kind of like a balm, but it has the color payoff of a lipstick. So it's good for every day. You know, I used to wear this every day, especially because I don't like very drying lipsticks. And then another favorite, which I will top off with this lip combo, is the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie liquid lipstick in the shade Nude Chica. And that one looks like that. So that one can help kind of brighten up any lipstick. And the last favorite of 2019 for lips is the Dose of Colors and Desi and Katie collab in Barely There, and it's actually a lip gloss. So that one is more of like a nude lipstick, like a pink nude. And I'm just dabbing that in the middle. So that is it for my favorites of 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun revisiting all my favorite products of 2019, and for sure products that I will definitely repurchase and use going into 2020. Let me know what were your favorites of 2019, and also if you are going to try any of these products out, or if you have already tried them out, let me know what you think down below, and I will catch you guys in 2020. Also, real quick, I just wanted to say thank you guys for subscribing, for throwing in a like in there, some comments, even if it's been just a handful of you guys. It's just fun to get that interaction. So thank you guys for supporting my small little channel, and I hope I get to see and hear more of you guys in 2020.